Hey everybody. I've been wanting to do a post about this obsession I have that is not healthy. It's not a proud obsession. It's not like my obsession with my old VHS copies of Roundhouse or my love of assorted cheeses. This is a really kind of guilty pleasure. I'm addicted to uh, five gays, one girl, or one girl, five gays. It's a huge problem. Um, to start with, they air it constantly on Logo. It's all they air. They air this for like 9 hour stretches, and then RuPaul's Drag Race, and then more of that, and then some random movie about gays that nobody's ever seen, and usually isn't really about gays, and then 9 more hours. And I am calling out of work for this. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm just obsessed with one girl, five gays. But it's one of those things where like I watch and then talk about how stupid it is, and then continue to watch, and then talk about how stupid it is, and then continue to watch. It's not that it's really stupid. You can't really call it stupid because it's not like a scripted show. It's just a show where people are talking about stuff. But I have such strong feelings about the gays, so I figured the only thing that I could do, the only rational, sensical thing to do, would be to go through each of the gays and give you my opinion on them just for kicks. Because it's Saturday afternoon, right? What else are you doing? Turn off now if you're not interested. All right, starting with the host, though, Aaliyah Jasmine. Love her. She's super cool. I like her a lot. She's got that, like, perfect mix of, like, pretty and articulate, but, like, not, like, pretentious. Very cool. She is what MTV VJs used to be, like, the good VJs. Like, Tabitha, right? Remember her with the haircut? She was cool. I liked her. Not so much Kurt Loder. I don't know how a man who was in his late 60s ever got an MTV, but anyway. Okay, now, if you want to follow along with this, go to the website, go to the Five Gays, One Girl, Five Gays website, and you can follow along with me because they're all alphabetical, and we can just go down the list because Aaliyah's first. Okay, so Aaliyah's first. Um, then comes Andrew. Okay. Andrew kind of strikes me as uh, the one who doesn't want to talk a lot because he's afraid to say something stupid. He always just kind of hangs back, and then every once in a while he'll like come out with a comment, and everyone just sort of looks like, "Oh, we forgot. We thought for a second it was one girl, 4 gays. Okay, so you're here. Okay, great." And you can tell he's like, pretty. I'm pretty. I don't want to mess that up by talking." Uh, and that's kind of all I have to say about Andrew. But he seems nice. You know, uh, and but he also ticks everyone else off. They kind of gang up on him, and I think they gang up on him because he's pretty. Because I usually agree with him actually, or at least I like the fact that he's honest. Anyway, moving on. David, who's on every episode. Every single one has David on it. I don't know if David is having sex with Aaliyah Jasmine. I don't know what he's doing, but he's on every episode, and he drives me nuts. And I think he just drives me nuts because he's on every episode. Because I'm jealous, because I want him to have auditions and accept a non-Canadian onto this show. And I can just say about a lot instead of about, and it'll be a nice, refreshing change. Um, but yeah, he's on every show, and I think he's great in small doses, but we're getting him in such big doses. And he says like a lot. Now, I might say like and just not realize it, but it's every other word with him. Like, my partner, like, my partner, like, partner, like. Uh, and he's always very excited to talk about nothing. Again, I identified. This might just be complete jealousy. But he's always very excited to talk about nothing. They'll ask the question, and he'll go, oh, my favorite color is light blue. And you're just wondering, okay, um, that you were very excited about light blue, I guess. Okay, so that's David. But he's not mean. And his favorite movie, according to this, is Hocus Pocus. So I don't want to hate on him too much. Okay. Dean is also on every show for the most part, and he is like, oh, I did it. See, I might be David. Let's go as this for Halloween. Which of the 5 gays are you? Of the 87 gays. Dean is, smart, but he's not the smart one. Yerkes the smart one. Um, and we'll get to Yerkes later. Dean is sort of Yerkes. I think it's like they're the Muppet Men, and he's Statler, and Yerkes is Waldorf, or they'd be Abbott and Costello and Dean. But Dean's cool. He's a cool guy. What's his favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption. That fits. That really fits. He always has like interesting things to say. Like, that's gonna drive me crazy. Jerry. I only saw one episode of Jerry, and he disturbed me. I think he was on coke for that show. I'm almost positive he was on coke. He didn't stop moving. Everything was a sexual innuendo. I wasn't. I mean, he seemed nice, but he also seemed like he was snorting something off Leah Jasmine's stomach. Ian. Okay, I have very strong feelings about Ian. His favorite movie is not another teen movie. I have even more strong feelings about Ian now. Ian is so conscious of his type, and his type drives me nuts. It's the I'm a really straight gay guy. Yeah, I'm like a lumberjack. I lumberjack. I tear down trees with my bare hands, and it's funny because his whole attitude is I don't care. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what you think of me. But the funny thing is, whenever they ask who, they do one of those really inflammatory questions, like, if you were going to kill the person on your left, how would you do it? Would you feel bad? And they always answer with, I'd probably stab you in the eye, and no, I wouldn't. Um, but whenever they ask anything related to attraction, who are you attracted to? Who would your boyfriend be? Ian always picks my least favorite guy, and I'm gonna scroll down to him because there's no way to talk about Ian without talking about Matthew, my least favorite. What's his favorite movie? It doesn't say. It's probably something with SpongeBob SquarePants. Uh, and Ian was like, "Oh yeah, Matthew would be my boyfriend because I'd be like your big brother." And I always love how those I'm wicked straight guys have to essentially date a woman to somehow solidify how straight they are. They have to date a gay man who carries a vagina around in their merce. And I don't have any problem against the merce carrying vagina gays, but it's just so funny to me how that whole infrastructure is just messed up. And Ian represents that. And he's so conscious of like I'm hot. Like every question, like one word to describe yourself: lava. So hot. That's not how hot I am. I'm just really hot. Okay, moving on. Ish seems cool. He seems like a cool guy. And every time they ask who everyone thinks is cool that's been on the show, they say Ish. And I agree. He's a cool guy. He's not on that much. So, but he's cool. Not much to say about him. Jake also seems nice. Although Jake and Andrew kind of blend together for me. Jake is sort of like Andrew, but nobody gets mad at Jake. People actually like Jake. Jean Paul is always in a bad mood. And my suggestion, if you're going to bring a non-Canadian on the show, bring me on and replace Jean Paul with me, because I would actually be happy to be on the show. Every time the camera cuts to him, he's doing this. He's like Sam the Eagle. He's the Sam the Eagle of One Girl, Five Gays. He's just always upset about something. And then he always says something disturbing, like, oh, am I the only one who's ever fantasized about Elmo? It's just, okay. Jonathan's really nice. He seems actually Jonathan N. Seems really, really cool. And they don't have him on that often. The ones who don't, incite hatred or love just don't get on much, really, at all. Okay. They have to have at least one insider. Jonathan S. is just a little much. He's just a little much. He's very nice, and he actually usually has really cool things to say, but he's just, I mean, you just want to go down. I mean, I'm usually at like a 9.5, and he's always at a 37, so it's like, you just bring it down, okay. And I'm saying this knowing if I ever went on the show, I would be him. Like, I would be the loud, okay. Juan, I can't get past the accent. I just can't get past the accent. I can't get past the accent, and I can't get past how there's a delay, every time someone says something, there's a delay from Juan, so that the like question 15 will be which superhero do you think is most attractive, and they'll all answer, and question 14 will be, you know, which one of the Smurfs do you want to date, and then question 13 will be what's your you know, what snack reminds you of the person to your left, and then Juan will go, I say Batman, probably Batman, I would think, and they're all, wait, what, your snack Batman, oh, from question 16, what, where have you been? But he's nice. But it's just the accent's a little, and he, you know, has to love everything that's. Although his memorable quote's an Oscar Wilde quote. I wouldn't expect that. But the first CD he bought with his own money was the Bodyguard soundtrack. So, oh, he likes cheese. His favorite food is cheese. Oh, you know, I might like him more than I originally said I did. Matthew, hate him. Hate him. He's a liar. He's a total liar. He BS's and nobody calls. I think Yerxa called him out on it once when he wasn't there. They said, who do you trust the least that's been on the show or something? And Yerxa goes, Matt lies all the time. I was like, thank you. Thank you, he does. He makes stuff up. And he always has to say the most inflammatory thing. He always has to say, you know, my boyfriend hits me and I still love him. I mean, that might be true. My boyfriend hits me, love him. I just broke up my boyfriend, my broken heart. Can people who have been dating for less than 2 months stop talking about how heartbroken they are when the relationship ends? It's okay to say you're upset. It's okay to say, but heartbroken is stuff that 18th century poets write about. It's not something that happens after 4 months. And Matt's on like boyfriend 17, and he also, you know, goes, oh yeah, well, me and my friends ran over a drifter once and buried him. Yeah, and nobody says anything. Santos creeps me out. He just creeps me out. I don't know what it is. He creeps me out. He just creeps me out. He just really, really. And the most awkward moment for me was when the question was, who would you set up from this show? Like, which two people would you set up? And I think David said Santos said someone who wasn't there, and I forget who it was. But Santos was like, "What's his last name? What's his last name? Can I Facebook him?" You know, it was, dude, really, going on television. I'm sure whatever guy David suggested was like, "Shut up, David." Michael Yerxa, love him. He's my fave. He also bought The Bodyguard. Was The Bodyguard soundtrack really popular in Canada? I know, but anyway. He always has the best response. He's always well thought out. He's a little bit like he has to represent the academia or like older, wiser sage side a little bit, but he also has a really good sense of humor. He's my favorite. Love Yerxa. Philip, I want to punch in the face. Philip was like a fan of the show or something, got on the show, hit on David, least favorite moment. Philip hit on David and was like, I've looked, I've pleasured myself to you on Facebook. So then David has to like give his opinion later on. They're like, give us the opinion of the person to your right. And David's like, you seem really perceptive, Philip. Oh, really? Because he just told you how hot you are? That was so awkward. And also Philip is, I like Madonna. I do. I like Madonna. But there's something about the gays who worship Madonna or worship, the people you're supposed to worship that just weirds me out. I borderline worship Tina Turner, but I don't think that's a gay thing. I don't know. I wouldn't say she's like a gay icon. Simon. I think I saw like one episode with Simon. I don't remember much. I remember thinking he was okay. I remember thinking same thing with Thomas. I remember Thomas spent a few. He's fun. He always usually gives funny answers. But doesn't a few because they sort of blend in. Again, there's the ones I hate, there's the ones that I love, and then there's the sort of other guys. So yeah, so that's my 15-minute one girl, five gays breakdown, and yeah. So I don't know how many gays that is. That's a lot of gays that they have on there. But I will name and start a letter writing campaign to be the American gay, represent the American viewpoint. I think Ish said he was from America, so he might be. So I'll be American number 2, and I will be the New England gay, or the Rhode Island gay, or anything. Question 15: who in Providence do you want to punch in the face? Anyone else know? Anyone else have one? No. Good thing I'm here.